Hey, this is Christal Jordan with Rolling Out, and we are on assignment today. We are talking about men's fashion. That's not a fashion conversation that you often hear us talk about, but today we're talking all about men's fashion and the fashion movement happening here in Atlanta, Georgia. Joining me is Dedrick Thomas with Hideoki, and also David Manuel, who is the manager for Fulton County. And both these gentlemen are here. First of all, you all look amazing today.
Thank you.
A well-dressed man is a very special man. We enjoy that as ladies.
I like that. You look amazing.
Thank you. But today it's all about the men. And I love, first of all, we're here in your spot. This is the House of Hideoki. You are the founder, and you actually are a really big part of this fashion movement happening in Atlanta. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was telling David, usually when we think of actually like coming into a space like this, it's usually for women.
Right.
You walk into an area where you see so many shoes and suits, and I'm just like, I am used to this being for us. What was the inspiration behind like creating this? This is like a getaway for men, right?
For me, it was more about creating a place for individuals to come network. And, you know, I just figured like the camaraderie of the right friends could create something special.
Right.
So, you know, I knew that all of them had to look great. So why not somebody within the circle create something like this so that, you know, they can get suited and booted while they're here.
It kind of speaks to like pampering men and letting men know that they deserve to have some time that's spent on how they look and kind of get away, you know. It's very sophisticated, very elegant, which is why we know we have David Manuel here.
I like that introduction. Sophisticated and elegant.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're seeing it more and more, especially here in Atlanta. You see more men, you know, acknowledging that they want to take the time, that they want to make sure that they're looking great. David, you as manager of Fulton County, I know you're recently in this position and really working with the fashion and arts community. How did this partnership with Dietrich start?
Well, it actually started from one of our commissioners, Commissioner Natalie Hall. When I met her, she said, David, I know you do a lot in arts and culture, but do not forget fashion. Do something pertaining to fashion. And so that was the background. I started searching around because I'm not that fashionable. So I had to pull experts.
Today you are.
But today I am because I'm killing the game today.
In Hideoki.
I'm killing the game today. So I took that information and then I started doing research. And then I found out about Dietrich, and I was so impressed. I was blown away. I did what everybody do. They go to the IG page first, and I saw some of his clientele, and I was like, this is a brother from Mississippi that is bringing art, culture, and fashion to the forefront. I need to be a part of that.
You know, we think about fashion, and we don't often think of fashion as a type of art. But when I come in here and I see all the different textures, all the different colors, it feels very much a part of that umbrella that includes art.
When I started this business, one of the things was the cross-pollination of art, fashion, and interiors. So the furniture you're sitting on is all draped in our fabrics that we make suits out of.
Oh, wow.
So you can just indulge in it, you know what I'm saying? Just indulge, you know? So
That's what you gotta do. You gotta do this.
That's what it was all about, you know? Cross-pollination of fashion, arts, and interiors.
Beautiful. Well, it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, I feel a little jealous that this is not for women, but what is the response when they step into this spot? Because one of the things that stood out to me, when they get married, right, or when there's a death, honestly, the average everyday man is not going to a black tie gala. So you don't often see spaces that are just casual, formal, you have all different types of looks here. What is the response you get from men when they step in this spot?
We've just been blessed because we have a lot of great people who come here, a lot of great clients. But I don't know, the first response, I mean, honestly, is like, this a brother from Mississippi? You from Pickens, Mississippi? 1,000 people, no traffic light. So now it's 994. I just rounded up to 1,000 because it sound better. But no, I just stay true to who I am, you know, and just, you know, treat everybody with respect. And when they come in, they appreciate it. You know, they appreciate it. For the people who haven't been exposed to it, they're not exposed to it. For the people who's been exposed to this level of experience and luxury, always say that this experience parallel, you know, experiences like, you know, in Saint-Tropez, you know, in House of Chanel and, you know, Dior and things of that nature. And in some aspect, it's better because
us.
it's you know, it's real. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about that before we started and how, you know, I think we're just now seeing first of all, black designers are being recognized and appreciated on a total different level than we have in the past. We see celebrities actually supporting them and actually, you know, wearing those looks on red carpets and to, you know, events that get a lot of attention, which is what we need. David, when you think about, you know, this movement here in Atlanta, because we're the trendsetters in culture, a lot of that happens right here, but for some reason, fashion hasn't been as embraced. We see it changing. I know there's a lot of people working to change it, but talk a little bit about what you're doing with Fulton County is kind of helping to change that attitude and to get more people to think of Atlanta as a hub for fashion as well.
Right, so we are creating, actually we just created a new initiative that's titled FACE. And FACE stands for Fashion, Art, Culture, and Education. And so what we want to do is really partner with some great designers and people that are in the fashion industry, as well as the art community, as well as some big players when it comes to entertainment, to really put something together that Fulton County can embrace, can own, and also celebrate. And so we're excited because when you start thinking of fashion in the United States, you think about New York, you think about LA, but Atlanta, Fulton County is really bringing it, and we want to make sure that we put together a program that's really going to celebrate it. So even when you come to this location, it's about a VIP experience. You're parking in an area where you're taking an elevator up to the 3rd floor to get to all of this, you know, and for men, we like that. We don't get that often, but we like that VIP exclusive. So I'm excited about what we're gonna do with FACE and how we're gonna really bring it to the forefront of fashion, art, and culture.
All right, so let's talk about the vision for FACE moving forward. This is the inaugural year, but I know that you have vision for this being something bigger and better with each year, especially this collaboration between Hideoki and FACE.
Right. When you're creating something new, you really want to come out with a bang. You don't want to come out with an explosion, but you want to make sure that you have a bang. And so I partnered with Dietrich and a few other people, Clark Atlanta University, which is HBCU, and Atlanta Public Schools and Fulton County School children, because we can do 1 million fashion event and fashion experience. But if we don't include the young people and inspire them in terms of wanting to have a career in fashion or interested in fashion, I think that is the purpose for all of this. So you're looking at about 40 days of fashion, art, and culture in Fulton County and Atlanta. Everything from mixers to fashion shows that will include different fashion events. The most exciting part is a team talk that we're gonna be doing with Dietrich and a few other people in terms of talking about 300 kids about fashion careers. And so that's the purpose, that's the main part that gets me excited.
So, Dietrich, we understand that young people set the tone for everything, right? So we need the experience that you have and all of your know-how, but there's something about that youthful energy that connects us all to culture and what's happening right now. How are you able to kind of pull from that youthful inspiration and get young people involved in what you have going on here?
That's one of the main reasons I'm involved and decided to work with David on this endeavor. Actually, the only reason. I'm just messing with you. But that's why I'm still involved. Because of the kids.
Because of the kids.
We do it for the kids.
Hideoki love the
You know,
kids.
one of my clients taught me a long time ago, one of my first clients, he said that there is no monopoly on knowledge. The only difference between knowing and not knowing is exposure. So we have to teach and be a mentor to kids and expose them to different things so they know what can be done, right? And so for me, it's all about paying it forward because of what my grandmothers and great-grandmothers did for me. There's no reason I should have to live like they lived growing up as a kid. Nothing wrong with that. I appreciate every moment of it. But why? We should get better.
Right, absolutely.
Each generation to come. So we have to do our job now so that we can better generations to come. So that's my whole movement. Anytime I talk to kids, anytime I talk to college students or whoever, the most important thing is making sure that they know where they came from and they have a knowledge of that, and we continue to pay that forward.
Okay, we are back, and we are sitting here with David Manuel, who, of course, is the director of Fulton County Arts and Culture. First of all, talk a little bit about what your position does for the city.
I'm in a very unique, exciting position. We just announced that we're giving $2.3 million to 190 artists and arts organizations. We do funding every year to support artists and nonprofit organizations. So I'm excited about that role.
That is huge.
Yeah, that is big.
2.3 million.
2.3 million this year.
In the city of, just in Fulton County.
Just in Fulton County, which includes South Fulton, Atlanta, Buckhead, Alpharetta, it's pretty much all of Fulton County.
So let's talk about what does that look like when it's distributed amongst these different organizations? What does that look like, and what does that do for the people that are leading these organizations that often don't have funding?
Well, first of all, it builds trust. Anytime you have a county that really concentrates and you have some dynamic commissioners who make the decision to say, hey, we want to come alongside these artists and arts organizations to support them, to support the creative process. I'm just at the helm of it, but really the decisions are made by the leaders of Fulton County, and I'm honored to really be part of that process.
Absolutely. Well, I know you've been a longtime advocate of the arts, right?
Yes.
You have a long history in the arts community here in Georgia, but now specifically, you're focused on Fulton County. Let's talk a little bit about the vision for FACE 2022 that we know is coming up, that we're so excited to be a sponsor for and be a part of. Let's talk about what this is going to look like. What are these 40 days of fashion, art, and culture going to look like in October?
Well, the 40 days also matched the fact that I would be celebrating my 40th year in arts and culture. And so I'm excited about that. But the 40 days of art and fashion is really a celebration of what we offer in Fulton County in terms of how we partner, how we collaborate, and also how we involve some of today's youth to really inspire them about fashion, art, and culture. So I'm really excited about this process, this event, this initiative, because it's really pulling a lot of people together in terms of let's celebrate fashion in Atlanta. Let's celebrate fashion in Georgia.
David, we're talking about Atlanta's youth.
Right.
I think we're at a place where a lot of youth are in crisis today. There's so many youth that don't have outlets, don't have opportunities. How important is it for your department to be able to really engage with Atlanta's youth? Because I feel like we're in an area of crisis right now, but we know a lot of young people definitely have aspirations to be in entertainment. We know that movies are being shot here. We know that music has always been a part of Atlanta's landscape, and now fashion. But how can this help to kind of give different options and opportunities to our youth?
Well, when you think about art and culture, you always think about going to a museum to see an exhibit or going to a theater to see a play. My goal and my mission is to take art to the street, to meet people where they are. And when you start thinking about our young people, they're very creative. They're hip to everything, and so you have to meet them where they are. You got to get them excited. Who are they excited about? Entertainers, sports people. Partnering with Dietrich, I get a plethora of all of that, because they're his client. And so we just have to do a better job at presenting what we have and getting the kids involved. That's why I'm excited to partner with Atlanta Public Schools, Fulton County Schools, to really bring them on board, as well as Clark Atlanta University. Because you can start in high school, but these kids want a career. So why not bring a college on that actually has a fashion department? So now what we're doing is we're bringing a platform to really showcase all the offerings so our children will actually have some choices.
That's a beautiful thing, and I think that's kind of like the mission, the heart, the mission of this. I know that you have experience teaching and being in the schools as well.
Right.
What do you think that people understand how young people often don't see themselves in these positions? I mean, up until recently, there was not a Dedrick Thomas, with a situation like that. So little black boys or black girls that had interest in fashion weren't able to look up to someone that was doing something like this. How important is it to see ourselves represented in spaces like this?
Well, when you start dealing with young people and children, they will be what they see. And if we're not presenting the right platform or the right role models or the right opportunities, then there'll just be dreams. And one of the things Dietrich said earlier is, we want those dreams to be possible. And so we want to make those dreams possible dreams. So we have to get in front of the young people. We're doing a team talk with Atlanta Public Schools and Fulton County Schools, 300 kids. We're going to have the TIs, we're going to have the Dietrich, we're going to have all of them up close and personal, talking and taking questions that were written by the children, so that we can be on their level in terms of getting them interested. And so, that's the unique part of this new project is we're giving it wings, and in 2023, there's no telling where it's gonna fly. But right now, we're just trying to get it to take off the ground.
Trying to get it off the ground. Well, if people are listening to this and they want to be involved,
right.
You know, they know there's 40 days of fashion coming here in Atlanta. They want to be involved. They want to be involved in initiatives that Fulton County has. How can they get in touch with your office? How can people be a part of this upcoming movement?
Right, so they can go to our website with fultoncounty.org. They can go to our IG, Fulton Face on IG. They can reach out to Hideoki. They can reach out to David Manuel at David Manuel I Am. There's so much information that's going on. Even with our libraries, we have 34 libraries in Fulton County. All of them have information about this face initiative. So we're meeting people where they are.
The culture of the city is so rich, and I don't think we've even begun to tap into it. What do you see as the vision? You know, people are moving here by the boatloads.
Wow, traffic will tell you that.
Absolutely.
Traffic.
What do you see as the vision for Fulton County as we move forward? We get 2022 under our belt, we move into 2023 and beyond. What is the vision for Fulton County?
Well, I think we're going to continue to grow. I think the key to our success as a county, as a state, is our willingness to collaborate. Not working in silos. And so you have so many people in so many different industries, but when they come together, there's strength in numbers. And I think that makes us very unique. Fulton County and the partners that we work with, they're all not afraid to partner and collaborate, to share their resources. That's gonna equal out to everybody else involved, the residents. Yeah. And so the collaboration and partnership is a huge part of how we move forward.
I love that collaboration. We see it happening right here.
That's right.
Between yourself and also Dietrich Thomas. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. We can't wait to continue to be a part of this and to see Face 2022 come to fruition and to look towards the future. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you for having me.
Great insight from the man himself, David Manuel, Director of Fulton County Arts and Culture. Now let's talk with Dietrich Thomas about the inspiration behind the House of Hideoki here in Atlanta. Okay, we're here with Dietrich Thomas, and I don't know what this room is, but I love it. There's shoes everywhere, there's open space, we have man bags over here, there's clothes everywhere. First of all, before we get into all the fashion stuff, which you know I'm here for,
Right.
I actually see women's shoes.
Okay. Those are just Trons, though. Those are just Trons.
We can do that, but at least there's something that I connect with. But I know that you've said that your mother and grandmother are a big part of the inspiration, you know, for your motivation for doing this. So let's talk about where did this seed come from for fashion that basically has created a lifestyle?
Right. Well, you know, for me, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to watch Young and the Restless.
Okay.
Remember Victor Newman?
Oh, absolutely.
Newman Enterprises?
Absolutely.
He had all types of different businesses, you know what I'm saying? So I used to watch that every day. My grandmother was like, what you doing? Watching Young and the Restless. You know what I mean? But really, like, the essence of it, it wasn't about just the fashion business. I mean, of course, this is a business, but I've had multiple businesses. So, you know, my background is engineering. So I had an engineering company, which focused on supply chain management and logistics.
Okay.
I had a basketball team, you know, which was ABA, American Basketball Association team. Kind of like what you'd say the G League is today. I had grocery stores, similar to Piggly Wiggly's. So I had like 4 grocery stores in Mississippi.
So you're an entrepreneur at heart.
I'm an entrepreneur at heart.
But you specifically talked about how image, you were taught from an early age that image was important, and it spoke for you before you were able actually to speak. So talk a little bit about how that was taught to you, and how did you interpret that as you open these businesses? How was image always a constant theme throughout that?
So I used to get up in the morning, right? And I used to put my pants on. And my grandma was like, "Oh, that belt too tight." And I used to cry before I go on the bus. Like, I want my belt tight. I never walked around my pants hanging down like that. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I was like, I want my belt tight. I want my belt tight. So I always was, wanted my stuff to be refined. You know what I mean? But honestly, looking at like how my grandmothers would dress, the fur coats, the fedora, you know what I'm saying? And they would just swag. You know? Now, they had a couple gold teeth too.
Well, we bring our own swag.
Yeah. So just looking at them and seeing how they was moving around and just they inspired me, you know what I mean? For me, it was more about my great-grandmothers, you know, they were swagged out, my grandmother, my mother, all of them was refined. So
you have a history.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a history of fashion with you.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about, we talked a little bit about this new movement of Black designers being celebrated, right? Because for so long, we've been taught that when we get a little bit of change, right? We get to a certain level that we need to go out and patronize designers that often are not for us.
Right.
So to see a Black male designer with luxury items, you got man bags, you got suits, you have actually streetwear that you kind of raised the bar, made it upscale. Let's talk about this because this is high quality. It's the same thing that we're gonna see in a store that is exclusive. But it's us.
I started out selling the trunk of my car, and it was more around suiting and shirts and sport coats and things of that nature. But our company has evolved from upscale streetwear to the boardroom to galas, right?
Right.
So this right here is actually a collection that we're doing with T.I.
Nice.
So, you know, we're celebrating 20 years of I'm Serious, which was his first album. So last year was the 20th anniversary. So this collection is basically called I'm Still Serious.
Still serious, okay.
So like even with this type of craftsmanship of the bag, we have probably about 8 different applications. So you got the laser engraving of verses from his songs.
And this is actual lyrics from the songs, okay.
Then you got artwork, embroidery. Then you got chenille. Then you got patches trimmed in, you know, another embroidery type of trim. Then you got the embossed date of the album.
It feels good.
Yeah.
You see the leather feels, it's soft, it feels good.
Yeah. Then on the back
Parental advisory, of course.
Absolutely. Then on the back of it is a playlist.
Oh, nice. What is that? So that it actually
That's the
is
actual
a celebration of.
Yeah.
Oh, we know.
That's
You know,
the
you
playlist.
cannot be in Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
and
that's the playlist.
And not be a fan of T.I.
Yeah.
And this, especially this album, was so instrumental for kind of defining who he was to the South. So.
Yeah. So we're coming out with this collection, and it's going to be 6 different colorways, you know, of the collection. So you can kind of see how it flows together. This is a hoodie, but we got varsity jackets. We got, let me show you this. This is real fancy. You fancy, huh? You fancy. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
You know?
I like that raised.
Yeah.
Okay. Still serious.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? We got to say when talking about T.I., I know he's a client of yours.
Yes.
Because we've seen over the last few years that he's gone from being in jeans and long shirts to being very, I mean, suited constantly.
Yeah.
We see this new side of him. He's been very active in politics and having conversation. How important is it for your wardrobe and the way you dress to kind of follow your own personal development?
Well, you know, I was part of that movement with him, you know, transcending. He'll say differently, you know what I'm saying? But truly, it's a collaboration. That's my guy. It's a collaboration, okay? But it's important. It's very important. Image is one of the keys to success.
We've seen a lot of people being more supportive of our colleges and realizing that that experience is unique to us. And so tell us about this collaboration that you guys have going on with TSU.
Right, so this is a collaboration with TSU. The president of TSU, 13th president, is Dr. Licia Crumpton Young. Okay. She was actually my professor at Mississippi State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yeah. So she's doing great things, you know. And Hideoki was gonna do a Year of the Tiger, which is this year, Chinese New Year, Year of the Tiger collection just through Hideoki. But you know, when we started thinking about it, there's a lot of schools that's Tigers. You have Morehouse, which I'm very great friends with the president of Morehouse, David Thomas. You got Grambling, you got Savannah State, you got Tuskegee.
Nice.
You got Jackson State, which is Mississippi, that's where I'm from, right? So we're doing a Year of the Tiger, and this is just the first iteration of it. We have several iterations of it that's gonna infuse their color palettes of their brand into it. But yeah, so this is just, you know, it probably took about 2 hours just to embroider the details of that. I mean, look at it.
Wow.
Look at the teeth.
That tiger. Now, we talked a little bit with David about the importance of youth and youth having opportunities. I can't imagine I'm a young fashion design student and I have the opportunity to see someone like yourself come to our school and talk. How important is it for representation, for us to see people that look like us doing things like this?
You know, as I said before, I think that's the most important thing. I think if you see it, it can be, you know, if you can imagine it, it can be achieved. And to see it, and to understand where I came from, you know, in terms of Pickens, Mississippi. I mean, this This is Mississippi.
Okay.
And people always say, this is Mississippi.
And you're that little bitty dot in there.
Yeah, that's actually a black diamond.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So people like,
the
you
little
missing
black
a diamond.
diamond.
They say, you missing a diamond. I said, no, that's a black diamond. That's where I'm from, Holmes County, Mississippi.
Wow, nice. So we mentioned the city of Atlanta and also, talking with David, that's Fulton County here.
Right.
How important is the support? We see this beautiful portrait over here with our current mayor, Andre Dickens, but the city actually has gotten behind a lot of the initiatives, especially when it comes to art and fashion. How important is that to get that support from, our leaders in the city?
I think it's very important, especially, you have Fulton County, you have the City of Atlanta. They're two different entities, right? But they're working together.
Absolutely.
Because we're all about one common goal, right? And that's to bring awareness to Atlanta, to Georgia, to the counties, right? It's all about one common goal.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So they're very supportive. They being City of Atlanta is part of, what we're doing. Actually, next week we have the mayor's golf tournament is going to be next week.
Okay.
Where they give out scholarships to kids.
Now you mentioned golf.
Yeah.
And we see here that you have another collaboration.
Yeah.
Ping and Hideoki. How did this happen?
Beautiful moment.
This is like, because golf has a stereotype, right? There's a history there of us not being involved and us being excluded. So this is huge.
I mean, it happened over a dinner back in like 2018. One of the executives came here from Ping through one of my clients.
Okay.
That the Ping representative sat on the advisory board of my client's company. Had a dinner here, and we talked, and the executive from Ping was very fascinated and appreciative of what we've done. So we just continued conversations over the years, and then back in like 2000 and around 2000, late 2020, 2021, we started conversations about what we could do. So now I'm pleased to announce that the first collection of Ping Time Hideoki will be released in fall 2023.
Wow.
And the second collection will be released in spring 2024. But most importantly, Ping has come on board as a partner with HBCUs. An announcement will be coming soon in October of a partnership that we will be doing with TSU, followed by other HBCUs as well. So,
I love it.
They're not only just coming to the table just, for a collection or for, apparel to make money. They're coming to the table to make a difference.
Right, I love that.
Academically and athletically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you need all of that. We need to be able to have engagement on both sides. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is huge. You're talking about changing, culture and being a part of that, and that is definitely this. I got to ask you one last question because when you talk about being a partner with Ping, right? And then HBCUs, everything else, you have all these very high-profile clients, right? How do you stay connected to the culture? Because there's so many designers that are doing something, and then we feel like once things become commercialized or other people become a part of it, we lose that flavor that makes it us.
Real?
That makes it real.
I just stay true to who I am, and all my clients really do stay true to who they are. For here, what we do is a lifestyle. Even this garment is a beautiful garment, And basically, for this garment, we did it for the trap. We did it for trap music.
Yeah.
Right? Look, put this on. Look, it goes with your outfit.
I like it.
Yeah. Bring that arm back. No, down. Yeah, right here. Then you just roll this up, get a little swag going on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, roll this up.
And then I gotta turn around to the back because it's the back.
Bam,
It's
you
the
in
back,
there. You in there. You in there. You swagged out right now.
Swagged out.
You know
I feel
what I'm
like
saying?
this works with what I got going on.
Exactly.
So I think I'm gonna keep this on. And I think
As we walk through.
I think that we should look around.
and then,
You're gonna show us
stuff
the
like
rest.
this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying,
We're swagged out. Look at
Swagged
us.
out.
See, we're swagged out here.
You know what I'm saying?
So we gotta go through the rest. I wanna see the rest.
Welcome to Maison Hideoki.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. First of all, this is beautiful. This is all so beautiful. So you have artwork as well.
Yes.
Fashion
yes.
and art.
Yes. You remember I told you it was a cross-pollination of arts, fashion, and interiors.
Oh, right,
So,
right.
This artist is Cosmos.
Okay.
He was in his dad's closet, put on his dad's suit, his dad ties, and he took a photo of himself.
I like
This is
that.
a piece of art from Cosmos.
It's kind of like that, young man kind of seeing himself in his dad's footsteps, but
Absolutely.
with a fashion flair.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's where we are, right?
Yeah.
Striking presentation. The suits are really what you kind of made a name for yourself first, right?
Yeah, that's the foundation. Yeah, I mean, you know, we take it from the streets, basically, here to the boardroom. You know, things like this. You know, these are nice pieces.
Now, I notice you have a lot of like patterns. Like there's a lot of tweeds, there's a lot of texture.
Texture, yeah. So we try to, you know, here in Atlanta, people don't do a lot of heavy pieces.
Right.
So we try to use lightweight, you know, pieces like this. That's more of like lightweight. You feel that? Feel that? See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
More like lightweight.
Yeah.
These are functional buttonholes, so, you know.
Easy.
Yeah, but the true essence of this was when doctors were in the operating rooms years ago, they would get cold. So they wouldn't want to take their coat off.
They want to be able to.
That's why it's called surgeon's cuff, make it functional. But now it's more related to custom bespoke clothing, but they could unbutton and roll their sleeves up and not take their coat off.
You have a signature way of approaching the men's suits, which is why you have the type of clientele that you do.
I mean,
you're talking about Magic Johnson, you're talking about Steve Harvey, people that are known for their suits, you know?
Yeah.
So you had Sam Jackson collaborated on this.
This was for one of his movie premieres. So we did some corduroy suits and some turtleneck hoods.
I didn't even see it has the patch on here.
Now, you know
this is like, I'm telling you, this is a sophisticated sweatshirt.
It's unexpected.
It is unexpected. You don't expect a sweatshirt to have that upscale vibe like that.
Traditional elegance meets modern sophistication.
Finish it off.
Confidence, precision, and the unexpected.
And the unexpected, bring it on home. So you know what? I see coats, and I am a belted trench coat does everything,
It's dope.
right?
You want to check it out?
Let's check it out. Okay. So you got jean jackets here.
Absolutely.
I love a good jean jacket.
Okay, let me show you something. So here's the thing. So, you know, you saw the rhino when we first came in by the art piece.
Okay.
So it's a signature of our studio because one thing I love about the rhinos is one of the only animals that really don't move backwards. They move forward. So when a rhino set their target on something, they charge ahead and they accomplish that target.
And they're moving forward.
Yeah, and so which for me and equates to the brand is evolution. But as part of that is the tree within the rhino, which is the magnolia tree, which is the state tree of Mississippi.
So I see how you tied that in. You brought it back to your foundation with Mississippi, and then the vision constantly moving forward. So we're gonna move forward. This is a computer bag?
This is a bag, computer bag. You can do different things with laptop, computer bag.
Yeah. So it really is a lifestyle. There's so many different things that you have here. Hats. Is this a travel bag?
This is a DOP kit, for toiletry.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lifestyle, complete lifestyle.
Complete lifestyle.
All the way around,
and
moving
I appreciate
forward.
you, my sister.
No, this has been fun. And I first of all, I feel like I've gotten a lesson in men's fashion.
I appreciate it.
And then secondly, I want to come in and get something for myself.
I'm looking forward to it now.
Seriously,
now take your time. When you come in, we're gonna really sit down. I gotta take about 60 measurements.
Oh.
But I just appreciate your time today.
Measurements in females is not often a fun thing, but I definitely see the difference that it makes when you get that, when you put that detail, that extra detail in what you're doing.
Listen, all the talk has been about us, but listen, I want you to know that we appreciate your craft too.
Oh, we appreciate it.
Number love, my sister.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, they say Atlanta influences everything. I definitely think when it comes to fashion, we are definitely tipping the scales. I hope you all have enjoyed this conversation with both David and Dietrich right here in the amazing Hideoki Mansion in the heart of Buckhead, Atlanta. So excited to share this with you guys. Stay tuned for more information on Face 2022 coming to you right here from Rolling Out. This has been your host, Christal Jordan, and I'll see you guys next time.